Being familiar with terms is one thing, but understanding what they mean is another. My name is Latea Alsites, and I work on the corporate relations team at Greater Twin Cities United Way. Today I'm going to give a high-level overview of how our organization responds to community needs through prioritizing equity. Let's kick things off by defining this term, systems change. Now, this is one of many words that has really started to permeate nonprofit, business, and government vocabulary over the last 3 years. And when I think about the influx of all this related terminology, we have systems change, BIPOC, equity, social justice, etc. I think it's important we take a moment to establish shared understanding. So when I talk about United Way and I throw out terms like systems change or equity, we're all on the same page for what that means. So let's do it. Systems change is creating lasting, scalable solutions to the inequities we seek to disrupt by income, race, and place. Okay, so we are trying to create lasting solutions for inequities we see in community. But now I feel like we should define what we mean when we say inequities. When two or more racial groups are not standing on approximately equal footing. Here's an example. Minnesota continues to face one of the worst opportunity gaps for people of color in the nation. In fact, here in the Twin Cities, people of color are nearly 4 times more likely to experience poverty than their white counterparts. So here in the Twin Cities, people of color are not standing on approximately equal footing when it comes to household stability, food security, economic opportunity, and educational success. In other words, people of color are not standing on approximately equal footing when it comes to these 4 major systems in our community. This is why we need systems change, so we can create lasting, scalable solutions to address the inequities we seek to disrupt by income, race, and place. Now, with all of this in mind, the Community Impact Team at Greater Twin Cities United Way decided in 2022 through 2025, all of our community investment grants would go to nonprofit partners that are committed to racial equity in the areas of household stability, food security, economic opportunity, and educational success. And this grant-making strategy is based on evidence that shows investing more heavily in organizations that have strong racial equity practices leads to deeper impact on life outcomes. And it's those last 5 words, deeper impact on life outcomes, that connects to our vision statement. Together, we will create a community where all people thrive, regardless of income, race, or place. Now, there are 5 approaches we take to reach this vision. Starting at the top of our circle is our 211 resource helpline. This is a 24/7, 365-day resource anyone in our community can call, text, or instant message. And when you call, you reach a live person who can connect you to resources for housing, food, transportation, criminal justice, mental health, etc. in the caller's immediate area. And here's the incredible thing about 211. We track every call that comes into the helpline, and we place it into categories, which creates this robust database that tells us the greatest needs in our community at any given time. I'm going to come back to that data piece in just a moment. Down to the right shows our advocacy work. Now, this is where we partner with other nonprofits to advocate for policy change. One of our greatest accomplishments in this area takes us back to the 211 helpline, where in 2020, our 211 data showed a 300% increase in requests for housing assistance. So our advocacy team was able to take that data, bring it to the state of Minnesota, and help secure $100 million in emergency housing assistance. And those dollars were used in a statewide initiative to help individuals and families at risk of eviction due to COVID-19 related loss of income. Our third approach is nonprofit amplification. Now, I've talked about how we're funding nonprofits that are committed to racial equity. We partner with nonprofits in our advocacy work. We also lean on our nonprofit partners to inform us about what individuals and families are currently experiencing in the Twin Cities. And we take that information from across our 9-county metro area to create community-informed initiatives that respond to the needs that are shared with us. Moving on to innovation. Now, on top of prioritizing immediate and emergency needs, innovation work focuses on long-term systems change. One of our innovative initiatives called Full Lives focuses on food insecurity on a regional scale. In other words, we are supporting access to food that meets nutritional, dietary, and cultural needs for individuals and families across entire regions, effectively addressing the inequities that are happening in the food systems for that specific region. Finally, we partner with businesses and individuals that believe in our vision. If we did not have businesses and individuals supporting our education, our investment, and volunteering opportunities, we would not be able to impact over 500,000 lives annually. For more information about our community impact work and how you can get involved, visit gtcuw.org.